Hey y'all, let's do a reading, shall we? I have noticed there's a lot of hot, spicy energy in the air these days. And for uh, for those who aren't letting it flow through them, I think there's folks getting frustrated, anxious. There's other feelings coming off of the energy that aren't sexy spicy because people aren't letting that flow through them. I don't know how else to say it. But hopefully you get my drift. We will be pulling on that energy. This is going to be a nice, sexy reading. I want to use the light seers, which I've already shuffled for the reading itself. And then we're going to use this cute little fuego deck that I got for the clarifiers. And it's very spicy. It actually wants to be the headliner. It wants to be the main event. It wants to be the deck I pull from, but it's not quite ready for the big time yet. All right, so we have the bottom card of the Six of Swords. I'm going to do a 5-card gypsy spread real quick here. We've got the Star. We've got the King of Pentacles. We have the Three of Wands. This is very spicy red energy so far, but oh, the Hanged Man and the World. Not very sexy cards. What's going on with that? What's feeling it? Oh man, the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper as the Ace of Cups. Oh, the Chariot's down there. Okay, you guys. Am I the only one feeling the spicy energy? Well, okay. So, right off the bat, there's too many of you in your own heads about this. There's two. Okay, first of all, tomorrow is like an eclipse or something. We got like a new moon or something. Everything. I'm not too huge into the astrology piece of it because I think that it's fun, and that's rich coming from somebody who reads cards, right? But I think that there's a lot more than astrology. There's energies at play that don't give a fuck about the stars. I'm just saying, that's my personal opinion. I'm sorry if you feel differently because you can't comment on this video. LOL. Okay, so you can definitely go to my community tab on my channel though and make comments on whatever post you would like. I actually post some kind of cool stuff on my community channel if you want to head on over, our community tab on the channel. If you want to head over there, it's might be worth your time if you're into that kind of thing. Listen, so I want to pull on that Hanged Man. Because I'm getting a lot of future energy here. I'm not getting present tense energy. I'm getting future energy. But we are going to pull, I'm pulling whatever the universe wants to send me. So we're going to do that. Okay, so what I'm kind of getting, let's see if the cards have it too, but what I'm kind of getting is I feel like y'all have been waiting for something in your own heads, and then all of a sudden you get this change of perspective, change of feeling, change of thought, change of emotion, and all of a sudden it looks like the best goddamn thing you've ever seen. when before you kind of pushed it off to the side. This could be a person, a career thing, any aspect of yourself that you sort of pushed off to the side, put on a back burner, put a bookmark in, and then something happened in this period of waiting that made you think that this thing is now everything to you. This is potential future energy. But anyway, I pulled on the Hangman. We have the Five of Swords. This cute little Fuego deck. Temperance, yeah, okay. The Temperance card is so chaotic. The Sun. Six of Swords. And the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like, it's almost like, yeah, Four of Cups. It's almost like, this is weird, but it's almost like you were afraid of this thing and you were afraid of moving forward. So for instance, this could be a person, like, but it also could be an aspect of yourself. Like you were afraid of embracing this particular part of you. And so you kind of kept it hidden and didn't fully integrate it into your authentic self, into how you presented yourself in the world. And you just kept it buried because you were afraid. And then all of a sudden it's like you see, like, it's like the time that you, this is such a weird energy, but it's like the time that you spent waiting and pushing it down was an investment. I don't understand that at all, personally. But that's what's coming through. So it's almost like you're like, no, hang on, let me hold on this. It's an investment in my future. And now the perspective has changed. And so, like, it's time to make the withdrawals. I don't know, but if that resonates, I'm amazing. Like, I'm shocked. But if it resonates, great. I'm not sure really what to say about it yet because it sounds a little weird, because maybe I have this totally upside down, but it really does feel like this is something that you buried. Almost like an aspect of you or a person. Like, you know how, like, back in the olden days, like, people who were raised during the Great Depression have a really funny relationship with banks, right? So my, like, great-grandparents, they didn't want to have any of their money in a bank because the banks lost all that money. You know, who cares about FDIC insurance, right? They only know what they know, and, like, you know. So a lot of folks who are now in their 90s or older, they would literally bury cash in, like, mayonnaise jars in the backyard. That was their bank. Forget that there's no, like, you're not making an investment. And it almost feels like that, like you're not actually making an investment because there is no ROI. Like you just gate kept something, or you just hid something, or you just sat on something or backburnered something, and now for some reason you think is the time to withdraw because it's ready, because there's a return on your investment, when it wasn't really an investment. This is such a weird energy. I'm having trouble making sense of it because my brain doesn't think like that. But this is how the universe is showing me that your brain thinks. So if your brain thinks like this, okay, we're on the right track. Whew. I want to know why you waited. I want to know why you backburnered this thing, because it was an amazing thing. It was an amazing thing that you either had a lot of love for, a lot of passion for, you feel like in your soul, like if it's an aspect of you that you backburnered. Like, it's an aspect of you that is very powerful in your soul, that is part of your purpose for living on this planet. So I want to know, why did you wait? Why was it such a good idea to wait? So we're going to pull on the Three of Wands. Such weirdness. But I'm going to get a lot of spicy, weird stuff with this little deck. Little fire deck is on fire. It's almost like you weren't. I'm getting a Cinderella aspect of it too. Like maybe an imposter syndrome. Maybe you didn't think you were good enough, and maybe you think you are now. Because all I'm seeing, even though this little chickie on the edge of the water is pretty much probably naked, other than the little white drawings or tattoos or whatever, I'm definitely getting like she's in high heels, like waiting at the ball and not going in, because there's a little bit of that insecurity, anxiety. There's a lot of imposter syndrome. And, you know, did you backburner this really cool, lovely, amazing, spiritual, awesome thing because you felt insecure about it, because you weren't personally ready to have it? I don't know. Let's just find out. Okay, so Eight of Cups under the Three of Wands, a depiction that is unusual. I'm getting self-destructive. So with the Eight of Cups, it's usually a difficulty or a sadness or something that a person, whoever is being read, it's them walking away from heartbreak or betrayal or deception, or it's them walking away from these feelings of loss, grief, heartbreak, right? It's usually them walking away from it. But in this Eight of Cups in the Fuego deck, I definitely see that you caused this. Did you cause the Eight of Cups? And you're not quite walking away because it's so close to your heart? This is very strange. The Three of Pentacles. Okay, so like, okay, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah. Oh, geez. Okay, so if I'm going to continue on this line of reasoning, so if it was for some of you, I'm going to just go with those people. If it's just for only a couple of people, then so be it. But if there was that feeling of imposter syndrome, or like you were waiting for a reason, or like you didn't have enough to give, I think you were definitely waiting for money. I think you were definitely waiting for the end of a relationship. And also, you did not feel spiritually at the level that this thing is. So if it's a way of being, for example, perhaps you have ideas about how you'd like to move through the world, but your friends or your family is very materialistic and you feel more spiritual, but you didn't have quite enough of that spiritual existence in your confidence to pull away from the materialism at that time. Okay. The other thing is that maybe you also had some money problems, or the money was scarce, or maybe you put on a front where you had more money than you actually did. I'm seeing a lot of traditional values. So, like if this is a profession, um, then this is a position and a career that you have a high regard for, and maybe had that imposter syndrome because you didn't think you were worth it. But there's a very traditional aspect to how a person obtains that job. For example, like let's say it's to be a college professor and you didn't have a PhD, and everything points to you needing to have a PhD to have that position of a college professor. But what if there was another way around it? What if that, getting an honorary doctorate because of exemplary work in your field, allowed you to be a lecturer, and then that parlayed into you being a full-time instructor? It doesn't just have to be about love, although that, to be honest, is obviously the most obvious of the interpretations. Like you didn't think you were good enough to marry this person and to be with them, but then now things have changed and you want to pick up where you left off, even though you buried her in the backyard. Like metaphorically, okay? Okay. Very, 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 very weird energy, but gosh, I hope that this makes sense to someone. If it does, I'm going to try to offer a little bit of advice, because I feel like that's what is needed. I just have to suss it out. There's one or two people that I need to be watching to go, oh shit, she's talking about me. And then I can kind of give you the universe's advice on this. I really want to pull on the star, but the universe does not want me to. I'm not getting, as weird as that sounds, just coming out of my mouth. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. I might pull on it with a different deck, but this is definitely for the King of Pentacles that I'm shuffling for now. I think we're going to be out of the cards that I need for the star, and that's why I think I've already pulled them. It's very, very interesting. I think there's a lot of dreams in this. Have you been dreaming about this lately? All right, so the World. And isn't it interesting that this World card in the Fire deck looks so much like the King of Pentacles? I'm definitely getting vibes off of this moth. So that whole chrysalis cocooning thing, whatever. 10 of Wands. 9 of Wands. The 9 of Pentacles. Love this deck. The Queen of Swords. The 8 of Wands. Wow. That's... I need... I need the next card. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. There's a lot. So prior to the indecision, I think there was, prior to this indecision and you shelving this thing or burying it in the backyard until now you think you're ready to make the withdrawal. Wow, there were a lot of complicated feelings about this. Holy shit. And I am getting more of a partnership, but it could definitely be something career related as well. But if this is a person, you had so many complicated feelings about it. It's almost like you went from one end of the spectrum to the whole other end of the spectrum. And I'm not really sure what happened other than you went through a lot mentally. Like there was a lot going on in your mind, and maybe you realized that it was in your mind, and you went through a lot of different emotions, from really just loving this thing and seeing a future with it to completely casting it off. I mean, it makes sense if this is a person, but also it could be a thing, like an idea you had, like for, let's say you had a screenplay idea and you were just really in love with this whole plot line, and then you talked to somebody about it and they were having a bad day and they started punching holes in your idea, and then you lost the confidence, and then you were like angry at yourself, like, oh, what a shitty idea. And just like the day before, it was an amazing idea, and then you're treating yourself like crap because you have shitty ideas because some idiot pokes a couple holes in your screenplay. This is the kind of energy that I'm talking about. And I think that now that I said that, this is very influenced by other people. So these back and forth changes in your perception, or I could possibly be influenced by other people. And which is interesting for a King of Pentacles, because a King of Pentacles shouldn't be feeling that way. Okay, I think I'm done with this little Fuego deck for a minute. And I want to pull with the animal deck. But I think I even want the little one. Let's do the little spicy deck. And pull on the star. Yeah, I mean, seems like you've kind of been all over the place. I want to do, I feel like I've talked about this for a while. It's been already over 20 minutes. And I think if this resonates with you at this point, it resonates with you. So what I want to do is pull some advice from the universe. What can we do to get this world to be real and not imaginary? Let's just do this side reading over here. What does my viewer need to do to make whatever this is a success? And are they going to pull on it? What's going on? Okay. All right. First of all, don't act out of... The universe is telling me that what's going to happen is you're going to puff yourself up and you're going to rush in and you're not going to make the best impression. Whether this is a job or a person, I think your instinct will be, in order to get this, in order to finally cash this in, dig the mayonnaise jar out of the backyard with 1,000 ones in it. In order to do that, there's a little bit of insecurity that you have. There's a little bit of anxiety and insecurity that you have, which is going to encourage you to puff yourself up and maybe overcompensate, maybe false confidence, maybe bravado is the word that's coming to mind. A little too much bravado instead of being authentic. Like, and in that case, in that case, you like break the mayonnaise jar and then it's raining and you ruin all of the money or something. I don't know. It's very, it's like Rose. It's a stretch. Okay. Yeah. I'm just trying to explain it here. I was like, I don't know. All she did for 25 minutes was talk about mayonnaise jars in the backyard. Well, I'm just going to do what I do. Okay, so we've got a bottom card. This was just a fly out, but we've got a bottom card of Two of Swords. Kind of makes sense. And then we have the Two of Cups. Oh, the Four of Swords and the fucking Emperor and the Four of Pentacles and the Magician. Oh, and that is the Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles. We've got the Hierophant, the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, the World again. All right, so listen to this. Every ounce of love and passion and new perspective that you have for whatever it is that you change your mind about or that you decide to collect after such a long period of waiting. Whatever it is, you need to approach it with incredible kid gloves. You need to be extremely patient. You need to be extremely kind. You need to be extremely loving, and you need to be slow. If you're really serious about this, you need to be very slow and methodical and understanding. There is a little bit of fear, but your insight into all of this, and maybe because I said something today, I hope, but your insight into this will allow you to do this with love, with compassion, I'm really getting the impression that you need to have intention, and be really serious about, this is how I want to live long term. I want to spend this money that I've buried in the backyard for so long. I really do. And I have a very perfect idea of what I'm going to spend it on. I know what I'm going to do. I know where I'm going to go. Like, you have to see this vision for yourself, step by step, minute by minute. And if it's a person, it's like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to plan this out. First, I'm going to call this person. I've been texting them forever, or I texted them only when we knew each other before. I'm actually going to call them on the phone. I'm going to call them. I'm going to make an impact. I'm going to do something different. And then after that, I'm going to ask them to go on a date, and we're going to go on a date, and we're going to do this. And then when we're on that date, I'm going to ask them if they'd like to have dinner on Tuesday. And then we're going to have dinner on Tuesday. And then, you've really got to have it planned out. You don't take anything for chance, I wouldn't think, in this energy. You have this perspective, use it. You see things clearly now, use it. Have it planned out step by step. Now, if they decline, then try again. Or if your idea doesn't work with a career or with a life's purpose or with another person, a family or friend, try again. And pick up every time at that step one. Okay, first, I'm going to call them on the phone. So if they say, no, get out of here, you jerk, I hate you forever, and hang up, call in a week. Try again the same way. I'm telling you, if this is what you want, it better be goddamn worth it, and you have to prove it, right? So I want to tell you that the quieter and the more intention you show in your way of being. Okay, so first of all, it can't just be words to the employer or to the person. It has to be actions, or to the relative, to whomever. It has to be action. So calling on the phone versus texting. That calling on the phone is an action. Texting is words. So do action and intention. And in those actions and intentions, if you are quiet, a little bit more stoic, serious, and what you say actually comes from the heart rather than your head. And it seems like a natural thing to do, then that's what you should do. Again, don't lose sight of your plan. Don't lose sight of the plan that you have of step 1, step 2, step 3. If your idea, for example, is to marry this person, then you want to have a plan all the way to marriage and maybe even past marriage, like to the honeymoon, to the kids. Like you want to have a step by step. Now, just like I've said in a million readings, our goals should be our goals, but how we get there should be flexible, right? So these are the steps you want to take. You might have to make your steps flexible, but it's the intention behind the steps that matters. So if you have to change things and create a new step, like I'm not good at like contra dancing or like line dancing or anything like that because I'm a ballet dancer. But if you can't quite make your third or fourth step, go to step 3B or 4B. Make that step slightly outside, like step 4 adjacent. Okay? I hope that makes sense. And then you have all of the tools to do this now. You really, really do. So I wish you well. I think this is a lot and it's not as fuego as I wanted it to be, but it's not spicy, but it is what it is. This is what the universe wanted to tell me tonight, so this is what we're going to do. I really appreciate it, especially if you've stayed this late and watched the entire reading. If you have, please subscribe. I will be doing live readings as soon as I reach 50 subs, which is what YouTube requires for live readings. And then it will be a great opportunity to do really personalized readings because there probably won't be more than a couple of people on the live stream. So I'll have at least 2 of those and they'll probably be really scheduled. So they'll be easy to make because my life is pretty scheduled. So if you like this, please subscribe, like it, share it if you want. And if you really want this deck, it's on Amazon. It's really cool. I love it. I needed another little baby deck to clarify, and it works out well. I'm excited about using it in the future. There's a lot of nuance here that I think I'll pick up in other readings that'll be really nice. Good luck, guys. Remember temperance and remember following your plan. If you want it, go get it.